Hello and welcome to another Obscura Undead Reviews, kind of Halloween edition. It's Halloween week, so I decided
spooky.
So everything's spooky, and I don't know. I decided to mix my look up, and Maus is just being gorgeous as ever. We didn't coordinate. I just did this, but I'm Azy.
I'm Maus.
Yeah, and this week we are reviewing the latest. The 6th studio full-length from Lebanon Hanover, released October 20th on Fabrica Records. It is called Sci-Fi Sky.
So Lebanon Hanover has been around for a very long time.
Since what, 2000? No, it wasn't
10?
I was going to say 11, but...
I think 11 might have been their first album. They started out in the UK, relocated to Berlin, and then I believe they relocated to Athens after joining Fabrica Records, which is based out of Athens.
Which is, they joined Fabrica Records when they were, I think, in Berlin, like very shortly after they started making music. Mm-hmm. And on the 20th, they released with two other of their label mates, The Glass Beads, with their debut album. This is another man-woman darkwave duo, and their sound is amazing. And Cellophane, who always amazing.
So the Glass Beads, by the way, they sound like Cellophane, who sometimes sounds like Lebanon Hanover. So I'm actually really pleased that they're all label mates. Or maybe they're label mates because they have a similar sound.
Maybe. But I do agree with you that the Glass Bead sounds like Lebanon Hanover. Man, we should have reviewed that for this week, but no.
We can still review it at some point.
We can still review it, but we're reviewing Sci-Fi Sky, which, as I said, is the 6th studio full-length from Lebanon Hanover, which is the darkwave duo of William Maybelline, who also has a solo project, Qual, and Larissa Iceglass.
Iceglass! And I love Qual, by the way.
I'm not the biggest fan of Qual.
No, it's a lot harder and louder and synthier, and that's like straight up my alley.
I know.
But I love that even though William is off doing Qual, he still comes back and does Lebanon Hanover with Larissa, and it's just their own
it's the magic they make together.
Drenched sound.
Yeah.
The magic they make together.
And
so we have a 10-track album.
Yes, and the single for this album was Digital Ocean, which I did not know what to expect when I first heard this, because I was just like, why does Lebanon Hanover sound so big?
A single? Oh, Digital Ocean?
Yeah.
Not sure how I feel about that track yet. Jury's out.
I like it. I didn't like it the first time I heard it. I was like, whoa, what happened to like minimal? Like now we have these like it's still minimal, but now we have like these huge walls of sound, and I didn't know where it was going to take us when this album released.
Yeah, when they so Lebanon Hanover has always been known for like this lo-fi kind of sound,
this
like
lo-fi,
unpolished, minimal. Not so in this album.
No, but it's still very much Lebanon Hanover. You couldn't mistake this for like anyone else knowing their discography, but they've added so much to it.
There are so many instruments and sounds layered together that I can't even tell you what the instruments are. Like there's keyboards that sound like guitar.
There's heavy distortion on the guitar. Sometimes you have guitars with like a lot of flanger, and it's gorgeous. They have a xylophone, I think, on
Really?
I think that was on Golden Child.
Oh my god.
And sometimes their sound dips into like Project Record styles, like Project Record vibes, like Black Tape for Blue Girl. And
that's the whole like second half of the album.
Yeah.
So for me, listening to this album a couple of times, 10 tracks, the first half of the album is very like post-punk. And by the way, you have like William Maybelline is singing on every other track.
Or Larissa Iceglass is singing on every other track.
Yeah. And then there's one track where they're singing together.
Third Eye in Shanghai.
Yeah, that's right. So first half of the album is very like classic post-punk, dark wave.
Very dark wave. With these impressive like wall of sound guitars with like a heavy distortion, which I loved. That was great.
Yeah. And then the second half of the album is just like Dreamville. It's like
starting with Angel Face.
Super distorted, but like gritty, grimy, very 90s. So Project Records, straight up, Black Tape for a Blue Girl, all that ethereal dark wave that used to come out, like that, you are there. You know, like the music for Cocteau Twins or like Lycia, stuff like that. Yeah, it could be like from 4AD, but it's a moment in time that it's just a beautiful thing. So I know that I'm going to go back listening to this album and just like sit on my bed and float away.
I mean, Angel Face was, I think, like the one track that epitomized like that aspect of this album for me. With the, like, I swear it must be an acoustic guitar or some shit, but...
It is definitely acoustic guitar. So both Angel Face and a track after that, Hard Drug, this is track 6 and 7, they were kind of similar because Angel Face was sung by William. Very sad country goth. You got your acoustic guitar, your project sounding thing. And then Hard Drug, right after that, you've got Larissa singing her sad country goth song with the acoustic guitar. And then I was like, are they doing this in parallel? You know, like, are they doing his version of a song and then her version of a song? So they're kind of like tied together, a lot of these tracks. So I went back and I listened to like Living on the Edge and Golden Child. Like the two of those together were your dancey post-punk songs. Garden Gnome and Digital Ocean were your dirty, dancey guitars with tons of distortions. But then, you know, Larissa singing on Garden Gnome and then William singing on Digital Ocean. Last Thing is its own track just in the middle of the album.
Well, this was another one of the single tracks. I think that this was released like back this spring.
It says on here, it looks like it was May that came out. And so that's been in rotation in our DJ sets. It still gets stuck in my head. It's a very beautiful, moody song. They sing solo. And then you get to Third Eye in Shanghai, which is like track 8.
It sounded so weird. Like you have these warbly sounds, like synths, like coming into the beginning. I'm listening to it. I'm just like, wait, I hate this. No, I love this. Wait, nope, so I love it.
I'm listening to it, and it starts off with William singing, and he's doing like comically deep vocals, like as if he's parodying himself. He's like, oh, I'm so goth. Isn't that like South Park goth or something? Or I don't know, something where it's just like stereotypical.
Burn down the Hot Topic?
Yeah, burn down Hot Topic.
Hot Topic.
Hot Topic. Okay, so, and then after that, it starts alternating with Larissa's vocals, and it starts to be a more serious song. So it does change up in the middle of it. It's dreamy, it's eerie, it's spooky.
It's nice.
I like it. And then the last two songs, I think, pair up together pretty well.
Oh, Come, Kali, Come.
Oh my God, I love that song.
It's
the
so
last
gorgeous.
song of the album, Come, Kali, Come. So if you can prepare yourself, like at least on the last two tracks, that these will be super slow, super bleak, super moody, distorted, heavy keys, distorted, heavy guitar and drums and all of that. It is brooding.
I mean, all of Lebanon Hanover is brooding and beautiful. And one thing I really love about their lyrics is that they're straightforward, but not at the same time. And they set like a very, like, they describe a picture so well, like almost cinematically, like just they set a scene. And I love that about like the lyrics, like Living on the Edge. Like it's a Monday listening to The Cure.
Listen to The Cure?
Yeah.
I heard that. I was like, wow, she's got some great lyrics. I don't know if she's the one who writes the lyrics, but
I believe she is.
I loved the lyrics of Babes of the 80s. Babes of the 80s, why are you looking so run down?
It's very stream of consciousness, and I like that about Lebanon Hanover's lyrical style. And that, you know, they sing so much about like alienation and isolation and just being weird and sad and alone. And
it's kind of what sci-fi sky means, you know, it's that alien life that they're all about.
Although I feel like we need to ask them if we can interview them, because I really want to know how these songs came about, because they're
I would like
they
to know
write
how
their
they're written.
lives. They write their lives, and I want to know like what moments are they encapsulating in this, and is it quarantine? Is it pre-quarantine? Is it state of the world? Like, I just want to know. Maybe Post Punk will do another interview with them, or maybe we will.
We will. We can do it. Call me, William. I'm just kidding. He's never going to talk to me. But yeah, I find it interesting that it seems to be split half and half. The vocals.
Love that. I don't think
they spread it out.
Yeah.
They gave each one of them a voice. And
voice. You don't have Larissa like pushed to the back to be just like choir vocals or something.
No, it's great. And that begs the question, like, who does the writing? Who writes the lyrics? Who does all the different, like, how do they write? And we've talked to other couples. I don't want to call them a couple. They're not like together a couple.
They're not together anymore, no.
But, we've talked to other bands that have a dynamic like this, like Raven said, and then we were able to ask, how did you write this stuff? And how do you come up with the lyrics and stuff like that? And it's always very interesting.
Yeah. But I think my biggest takeaway, though, from this album, aside from just Lebanon Hanover, like, worming its way into my heart, is that I think it's absolutely amazing. This is their 6th full length, and they have no signs of stopping, no signs of slowing down. They're, you can hear their growth throughout all of their albums. They're not settling into anything, and it is amazing.
And they didn't rush this. There are bands that, during the last year, they put out an album just to put out an album, just to be in the spotlight. And a lot of albums seem kind of scant in comparison to their discographies. This doesn't. This sounds like more work was put into it. Mm-hmm. And
I know that's been our concern with like an artist that has a lot of albums in their discography. Because, at some point they peak. Lebanon Hanover has not yet peaked.
That's true. That's true.
So what was your favorite track?
Oh my God, I couldn't even tell you. It was, okay, well.
Okay, pick 2.
Okay, thank you. So I really enjoyed Living on the Edge, which was like a post-punk dancey song that I want to spin. I am so excited to spin that one. And then my favorite second half of the album song, which was nice and slow and moody and beautiful, Come Cali Come.
My 2 absolute favorite tracks are Golden Child and Third Eye in Shanghai.
A song you weren't even sure you would like.
No, and that happens so often where I'm listening to a track and I'm just like, ugh, huh? Ooh, ugh.
Oh my God.
Because some things, I love when music catches me off guard like that. Because if something is just like, this is really...
What am I listening to?
I like that because it forces me to pay more attention to it.
Because at first you're like, I'm not comfortable with this, because we don't usually accept things that are outside of our comfort zone. But
I think that's
reviewing music, you have to.
Yeah, that's why next time we're gonna like review something that we both absolutely hate and we know ahead of time. Like, oh no, we can't do Zydeco. I like Zydeco.
What?
We'll figure it out.
We can't just announce what album we hate or what band we don't like.
Oh, that's a genre.
Zydeco, like you mean Cajun?
Yeah.
No, don't do that to me.
It's because I know so many people who hate Zydeco, and I'm sitting over here
Really?
like, I love it.
You know what? We should have our listeners pick
an off-the-wall album for us to review.
Yeah, but should they pick an album or should they pick a genre for us to listen to?
Well, if they pick a genre I know nothing about, I can't pick
then
an album within that
looking for
genre.
an album.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk more about that. In the meantime, let us wrap up our episode for Lebanon Hanover's 3rd album, Sci-Fi Sky. The links to...
Sixth album.
6. Did I say their 5 album?
You said 3rd.
3rd. Oh my God. Okay. Well, let's wrap up our review of Lebanon Hanover's 6th album, Sci-Fi Sky, which you should absolutely go check out. And as always, well, I'm not going to say it this week. I'm going to make Mouse do the rundown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As always, make sure to follow our YouTube Facebook, Instagram. Give a like and comments and smash and words that mean follow. And thank you to our Patreons, who we love so much, our Patreon supporters. We're going to do the thing really fast and show the names. And
thank you to our Twitch supporters, too.
We have Twitch, awesome. Twitch.tv/obscuraundead. And we have a link tree with all our links.
Yeah. linktr.ee/obscuraundead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, we're doing too much shit. So check in the description for all of those links because we don't want to bombard you with information and let you go about your evening. Yeah. Okay. Good night. Love you. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
This